Hello everyone. Sorry. So, in this video we're gonna be talking about how to sketch traditional rose tattoo style. So this is the first video of a three-part series. We're gonna handle sketching in this one, inking in the second one, and coloring in the third one. So without further ado, let's get to sketching. Well, first of all, let's get to some history. So the rose is probably the most popular tattoo, let's say for the last 60-70 years or something. So the old school rose was created when tattoos didn't have that much fine art background, and realism was not a thing in tattooing. So they tried to imagine the simplest shape of a rose and they went from there. And this is one of the most popular tattoo designs out there, and this is the most popular traditional rose style. So we're gonna start by creating the bud. So we're gonna start with a triangle. This is the center. Now from the triangle we're gonna create something like a spire. So this is the innermost petal. We're gonna take this one down, and it's just like a two, a number two. Next, we're gonna come with this petal, like this, just up like this, and complete it from here. Okay, and with another one on this side. Well, you can do them however you like. This is just my preference and I'm not happy with it, so I'm gonna delete it. Erase it, sorry. Save, delete. Okay, so I'm coming with it like this. Okay, and what you want to do right now is just these are the petals that are just flaking off, opening. Okay, I'm gonna do this one like this. So you can see this right here is the bud. These are two opening petals. This here. Okay. So here we have the inner part of the rose. So this is the center. From here, what's important to remember is that traditional style roses in tattooing only had 5 petals, outer petals around here. So the easiest way to add them, the way I like to start adding them, is from the bottom, like here. The shape of the petal in this style of rose design is something like this. Okay, so it's like a nose, like the bottom of the nose. So we're gonna start adding shapes first. So there's one here, there's one around here, one around here, one here, one here. So it's not uncommon for one of the petals to be smaller than the other four. Usually they have matching sizes, but it's common to see one of them, like here, to be smaller than the other four. Again, this is style, this is preference. You can do them symmetrically if you like. You can do them asymmetrically, whatever. So I'm sketching digitally here, in case you haven't noticed, right? And I'm using FireAlpaca because I feel like it's the best tool for sketching. It's pretty lightweight and it doesn't take a lot of memory, so you can sketch faster. So what I'm gonna do is create another layer on top of the first one, and I'm gonna lock this one. The locking is protect alpha. No, sorry, locking is not protect alpha. It's lock. Yeah, and I'm gonna take down the opacity till I can barely see the sketch. So I'm gonna create another sketch on top of the first one, a more refined sketch. We've got the basic shapes planned out, so I'm gonna create a more refined sketch on top of the first one. You can see I'm rounding the shapes. I'm being a lot more careful about how I do things, how I draw the lines. So this one needs to look better than the old one, but basically it's just following the shapes and being happy with what you're doing. Okay, so for the opening petals, most of them are drawn with frills like this, just semicircles, and they're connected on top to the bud. Okay, so this is one of them. Let's do the second one. We're gonna do the inside part first. Okay, like this. And again, frills. Don't try to be realistic, don't try to go for realism on this type of design. No one does. That's why it's old school. And don't confuse it to new school. New school traditional designs are basically more realistic and closer to reality more. So as you can see here, I'm just connecting the bud to the opening petals. Okay, so to finish this shape, I know, it looks weird. That's how they did it. That's how we're doing it. The amazing thing about this type of design is that it's very clear, it's bold. So if you were to get a tattoo with this type of design, you can be sure that it will probably look good in 20 years. Unlike other tattoos, which, let's face it, have to go to a really good tattoo artist for something, let's say, realistic, to look good in 5 years. Okay, so one petal down, 4 more to go. So you already saw the process of the petals. You don't have to keep them all the same. There's no use in having them all the same. Or if you want it like that, sure, you can do it, but I find that it gives the design some character if you're just playing around with the shapes. If you study a rose, a real rose, you'll see that, sorry for that, you'll see that they're not all the petals are the same. But again, this is not realistic, but still it comes from there. Okay, 3 down. As you can see here, some of the petals, like this one here, does not finish, the line does not end in the body. This one starts here from the body of the rose and it ends here in the body of the rose. But this one doesn't and this one doesn't, and what that suggests is that this one comes from beneath the one from the left part of the screen comes from beneath the bottom one. So we're gonna do the small one. Okay, just leave it like this. Because this one here comes from beneath the one here I didn't draw yet. So we're gonna just put this in really quick. I'm not happy with it, it's too small. Okay, here with this one. Okay, so let's pick an eraser and erase away some of these not so happy mistakes. A bit larger. Just I'm doing this to clean up the sketch a bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just hide the first layer, the one with this preliminary sketch, and what we're left is a sketch of a rose, old school style. Of course, now you can add some leaves. You can add some a stem or something. Like the stems also were very crude, let's say it, and back then, so it was just like a stem would look like something like this, just a tube, or not even a tube. They were not going for 3D-ness. It's just a thick line. Okay, this, and the end of the stem was something like a tear, reversed tear drop, something like this. Okay, and add 2 thorns, 2, 3, whatever, thorns like this on the side. As I was saying, that it's more like cave painting than actual let's say fine art, because there was no, it was a representation of the object, not a copy, not a true copy. But it's great. Personally, I like this style. Of course, you can add some leaves. There are tons of ways of doing leaves. So the most classic is like something like, again, a teardrop. Go in with a teardrop shape like this, with a line down the middle and some lines like this. And just put another one here. So it's super easy. This. Okay, so this is the rose. This is the rose, old school tattoo style rose. This we're gonna be talking about inking in the next part of this 3-part video. And one of the things you need to make sure, not really, just keep in account, is when you're drawing the rose, the body with the petals and everything, it's gotta be like in a round shape. So there's no like you're gonna make one petal here, one petal here, and the other one you're gonna go just wild with it like this. This would screw up the entire shape, the proportion of it. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you next time.